Are you struggling to remember what you studied? Today, we are fixing that. We are about to make studying less painful and more productive. And you know, we are always striving for success. Number 1, identify your weaknesses and your strengths. And after doing that, you polish your strengths and you improve your weaknesses. If I always obtain level 7 in history or in life sciences, and I obtain level 1 in maths, what am I supposed to do? I cannot neglect that one subject that I'm good at. No, I need to continue polishing it. I need to continue polishing that subject. I need to make sure that I balance my grades. So the first thing, you need to identify your strengths and your weaknesses. And after that, you polish your strengths and you improve your weaknesses. You go to those who know the subjects very well. Where you are weak, you go to geniuses, you go to cracks, you go to those who are very good in that subject. You go there to improve your weaknesses and you continue polishing your strength. You polish your strength so that it does not go down. So that when you improve in your weakness, you make sure that you have always obtained your strength. You have always polished your strengths. All right. Number 2, be patient with yourself and don't look at others. Remember, the greatest competition is you. You are competing against yourself, not against anyone. So what you need to do, don't look at others and do not be anxious. Do not be anxious. Because if you are anxious before the examinations, you tend to forget everything that you studied the night before. So what you need to do, you need to relax. Even if you obtained level 1 on a certain subject in term 1, don't worry. What you need to do is to go back to your past paper. You check the memorandum, you check your script, you check your marks where you made mistakes, and you start fixing your mistakes instead of you looking at others and comparing yourself. What you only need to do is to stop being anxious and you go to improve and don't look at others. Remember, you are not competing against anyone, but against yourself. Number 3, make sure that you use your past papers as much as you can. Use your past papers as much as you can. Go to download your apps. Go to download past papers. Go to download memorandums. Ask your teachers for past papers. Go to check the style of asking, because sometimes you may say, no, I know the theory, I've studied the theory, but you do not know how to answer questions. You need to know how to answer questions. You need to know how do they ask in life sciences? How do they ask in history? How do they ask in English? You need to be familiar with the style that they use, because the examiners, they always have their own style of asking questions, of examining their candidates or their learners. So make sure that you use your past papers. Now, when you have a past paper of life sciences, you need to check, okay, in life sciences, they give us 2 hours and 30 minutes, 2.5 hours. So you imagine yourself when you are already in your exam center, and you imagine yourself having the invigilators there invigilating you for whatever subject that you may be writing. And then you practice to write and you check, if I'm writing a question paper of 150 marks, you check gore question paper nka khona go e fetsa for sebaka se se kae, ka khona go ikwala for sebaka se se kae. You see, you check, okay, it means I can finish this paper in 1 hour 30 minutes. That way you will teach yourself not to be anxious and not to panic. In other words, you make yourself familiar with the exam center. That way, that's when you will be able to be familiar with the way that they ask, and how do you write your examination. So make sure you use your past papers as much as you can, and you repeat them as much as you can. This is what I used to do. I used to repeat question papers. I used to repeat them and repeat them. That way I did not cram, but I was already familiar with the style that they use to ask questions. That was tip number 3. Number 4, stay positive. Stay positive. Don't be negative. Stay positive at all times. I have nothing much to say about that. Stay positive. It doesn't matter even if others got higher marks than you in term 1, but make sure that you stay positive and you look at yourself, as we said. You stay positive. Number 5, explain what you have studied or what you have learned to others. Explain what you have learned to others. That way, you are not going to forget the theory. I'm telling you, trust what I'm saying. You are not going to forget the theory. So you make sure that you explain to others whatever that you have learned, whether you studied about source-based, whether you studied life sciences, whatever, but you make sure that you explain to others. That way, you're not going to forget. For example, if you always talk about the same thing again and again and again, you're not going to forget. So this is what you need to do. The last thing, you need to make sure that you explain to others whatever that you have studied. All right. All the best to your examinations. And you know, we are always striving for success. Any questions, you can just go there to the comment section and comment. All right. You know, education in action.